In this lecture, we're going to cover the 3 rules a niche must have. The first of these rules is pricing. Now, ideally, we want to be looking at niches that have a minimum value of $100. So the item should begin at $100 minimum. The maximum we want to be looking at for our products is around $1,000. So the range is between $100 and $1,000. Saying that, within that range, usually the $100 to $300 mark is the sweet spot. So items sell very well at this particular range. Dropshipping itself has a lot smaller margins than other types of e-commerce. So for that reason, we should be focusing on selling expensive items to have bigger margins. The idea behind dropshipping is that we want to be doing as less as possible whilst earning as much as possible. For that reason, we do not want to be selling products for around $10 to earn $3 net profit. Instead, we want to be earning around $30 profit by selling a $100 item. It will take us the same time to process an order which is of a $100 item as it would for a $10 item. So to make the most amount of money, it would make sense for us to sell the expensive item. If we sell 100 units of the $10 item, then that would mean we make $300 net profit in total. However, we only need to sell 10 of the $100 items to make the exact same $300 net profit. So ideally, we will be spending less time processing orders by selling items which will give us a greater amount of margins. Now, you can sell items for over $1,000. However, you can expect some type of customer service. There will be a bit more interaction once you start selling items for above $1,000, just because people want to have a bit of reassurance before they buy that they are dealing with a reputable seller. So for that reason, they're going to want to speak to someone maybe. I'm not saying that they always will, but you increase your chances of having that interaction. So remember, if you sell items over $1,000, you will obviously make more profit. The margins are higher, but you can expect obviously more customer service. The second rule that we must abide to is the target market. Now, our aim here is we want to minimize the amount of customer service, customer contact. So for this reason, we will be aiming our niches towards the upper and middle class bracket. Now, these types of people are usually professional people with good jobs, good salaries. They have a lot of disposable income. They wouldn't think twice about spending hundreds of dollars online. For that reason, we want to avoid the lower class and upper class. The lower class because they are usually used to getting a lot of deals. They want bargains. They probably might start complaining more. So we want to avoid that specific audience. Also, we want to avoid the upper class because they're usually used to getting a kind of very specialized, bespoke handheld service, and that may include a lot more customer buyer seller interaction. So we want to avoid that as well. The best bracket we want, like we said, is the upper middle class. This has been proven to give us the less amount of customer interaction. Thirdly, and lastly, of our 3 rules is brand loyalty. So what do I mean by brand loyalty? So we want to be researching niches that do not have any type of well-known brands associated with them. For example, plasma TVs when the average person thinks of a plasma TV, instantly they will recognize the main big players to do with that product, which are Sony, Pioneer, LG, and Samsung, just to name a few. So the reason we want to avoid these, because firstly, we will struggle immensely to get good margins for drop shipping if we were to sell these types of products. Also, people usually buy these types of products from reputable, well-known stores. So it will be very difficult for us to compete with such stores. Also, saying that we might not even get approved in the first place to actually sell these products. It's very difficult, especially if you're new to e-commerce and dropshipping and you don't have any history or experience trading and you're not known in the e-commerce world. It will be very difficult for us to get approved. So if we take into account all the three rules that we've just covered of pricing, target market, and brand loyalty, some really good examples here that take into account all three niches are, first one, corner sofas. As you can see, corner sofas are expensive. No one really knows which brands are connected with them. And yep, corner sofas would appeal to the upper middle class markets. The same goes for fish tanks and display cabinets.